It's 1-800-823-8616. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Please join us again next week for another edition of Discoveries in Health. Until then, I'm Chris McKay, wishing good health to you and your family.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Talk 1470 is WWNN Pompano Beach and 95.3 FM, W237BD Boca Raton. The Health and Wealth Radio Network. Talk 1470 and 95.3 FM. The Health and Wealth Radio Network. Pull up a chair at the Brooklyn Cafe with Dawn and Freddy S. Weekdays at 1 p.m. WNN.
Thousands of people around the world are learning how extra money can be made from home at Online Trading Academy. Learn about stocks, options, futures, and Forex. Here's a trading tip from one of the instructors.
You see what we've done at the Academy? We've taken this and we've simplified it down to just the basic factors that you need. There's a set of rules. Follow them. There's a scoring system. If it scores greater than 7, take the trade. Set the trade up, walk away, and forget it with 3 major components: a stop, an entry, and a target. You don't know what those mean? Come in, we'll teach you those.
Online Trading Academy. Learn the right way to trade stocks and more. Thousands have learned how extra money can be made from home and how risk is limited. See how it works. Reserve a pair of seats at a free half-day class in Broward and Palm Beach. Call now. Online Trading Academy, 561-674-9800. 561-674-9800. That's 561-674-9800.
Sergeant Alberto Velasco faced an uncertain future after serving his country.
At the age of 27, I was involved in a motor vehicle accident. Mentally and physically, I was just done. I don't know where I would be without paralyzed veterans.
Winston Woodard III, Paralyzed Veterans of America.
My job as a service officer is to ensure these veterans have what they need to thrive and move forward with their lives. And we are there providing expertise with VA benefits, assistance, and advocacy.
Thank you, Paralyzed Veterans.
Learn more at pva.org, a public service of Paralyzed Veterans of America. Now you can get Talk 1470 WNN on 95.3 FM too. Loud and clear, Health and Wealth Radio, WNN.
Want to make your smartphone brilliant?
By your child's strengths and challenges. 3D Learner's individualized program for academic and athletic success will significantly improve reading comprehension, test scores, and self-esteem. Contact 3D Learner today for more information. Call 561-361-7495 to unlock your child's true potential. Visit us at 3dlearner.com or call 561-361-7495. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Well, it's 1 o'clock and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. The team is ready to serve you a huge portion of fun for lunch. So let's break open the lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought, take a seat in the Brooklyn Cafe, and get ready to enjoy the humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of feel-good and happy soup to help your day go by easier and enjoy your break with others around you. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddy S, are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or dream making. It's the feel-good food you need to help that bagel go down nice and smoothly. If you have a story to share, anything that happened at work or play, a movie review, a restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll-free 888-565-1470 right now. So sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe and let Dawn and Freddy S get your happy juices flowing.
You guys ready?
I don't know. I didn't go. Oh.
Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you'll cry. When the dreams that you made and the price that you paid have taken you for a ride. Believe in yourself.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. I feel like this is the 50s.
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself. Unbelievable. You picked that?
I did.
Unbelievable.
It's very important.
What's important?
To believe in yourself. Because you know what? If you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to believe in you either. Here's the magic question.
Yes.
Do you love yourself?
Absolutely.
There you go.
All the time, not part-time. Don't cheat on the question. Anyway, we want to say hello. We want to say hello to our friends in South Florida, Atlanta, New York City, Boston, Chicago, LA, San Francisco, and my condolences and my prayers. I'm sorry what's going on in California. It broke my heart this morning. It was horrible to watch what's going on out there. There's a bunch of aid that's coming on. You just see what FEMA is like 90% of everything that they have is going out between Harvey and Irma and Maria and other things in California.
We're going to have to borrow more money from someone.
It's not that. It's not enough manpower.
China? It's a problem. Yeah, we'll borrow more money from
No,
China.
you don't want to go to China, but the bottom line here is that this...
I guess we have to bring them. You know what? Maybe we need to bring the troops to work with FEMA.
You're going to bring the troops?
Have to.
I would have brought in the military already, but they're already in Puerto Rico. You got the Navy,
got more
you got
than that.
Air Force, you got a whole bunch of things going on. I got some disturbing news is what's going on out there as well. I have to call after the show.
Tell him to get off the roof.
Well, the problem is that people are getting desperate, and everybody over here doesn't understand devastation, what happens to the psyche, what happens to people. And we have Yvonne on the set today. Maybe we'll touch a little bit about the psyches of people. I don't know.
We have Yvonne, but not Freddy's psyche though.
Yeah,
we don't touch on Freddy's psyche. That's a whole another show in itself. You can find us at 95.3 FM to talk, 1470 AM, live streaming on Facebook and Periscope at the Brooklyn Cafe TV, and give us a call 888-565-1470. You know what today is? Today is a wonderful Wednesday. It's a Wednesday. It's a wishful, wonderful Wednesday, and we've got a great show lined up for you. We're talking marketing. Maybe Freddy's psyche. We're going to talk about LinkedIn, why it's important, social networking. Do we really need to network at all of these happy hours? I don't know. There's got to be other alternatives to doing that.
There are.
What about a virtual networking party? Wouldn't that be cool?
Absolutely.
We should do that.
Just from the waist up. Everybody says hi. It's friendly. You do it over Zoom.
We've done 90-second networking. We work with Carrie Roman on livingfla.com.
On who, what?
Carrie Roman. He was here yesterday.
Yes,
and he does speed networking.
Awesome.
But wait a minute, you're going to do this virtually?
Well, that's not, but another way we could network. Maybe we could do it
virtual. I kind of like it
virtually.
virtually.
You like the virtual? You could even come.
I can even be there. I'd be at the place. No, listen, I want to talk for 2 seconds about what's happening in Studio A.
Studio A. No one knows what Studio A is.
Studio A is our studio here at the
Brooklyn Cafe TV at the heart of Delray Gallery.
She finishes my sentences.
I know. We've been together a long time.
But you know what's going on here is there are lights. We are printing up tickets for the chairs that are being put in place. So it's actually going to be a movie ticket to come here.
It's going to be a ticket. Mom Online's going to give them out.
So you know what I was thinking?
What a great idea.
We can also put movies in here. So let's say
yes.
Let's say that our show goes on 1 to 2 and you come at 12, you get to see an hour movie.
We need a popcorn machine.
Dennis working on a popcorn machine and a hot dog machine. We're looking for vendors.
Oh, and cotton candy. You need cotton candy.
You really do.
First of all, you don't eat cotton candy.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but I know people eat cotton candy.
We need a carnival.
They do eat cotton candy.
We did Straight Talk with Yvonne Haas today. She did a promo for the next Art Walk, the Art Walk here on Friday, November 3rd from 6 to 11. November 3rd, the first Friday of the month. I still want to do a carnival.
What kind
with
of carnival?
Cotton candy. We've got the clown. We can throw the beanbags in.
That's a
We can do hot
carnival? That's
dogs.
going to be a real sorry carnival.
we're
A
gonna do it
beanbag and a
outside.
clown.
You know how we have all those booths outside?
Oh, a dunk tank.
Well,
we
we
could
get
put
in.
Yes, but
Freddie
we
in
need
the
a
dunk tank.
volunteer.
Freddie in there.
Not
Freddie
me.
in the
I'll
dunk
drown.
Of course.
I'll drown.
You could do the strongman thing. What is that game where you take
Yeah,
the
where
hammer?
You know, it's really
Ring the
fun.
bell?
Of all the people at this table, the one person that I least thought would be into a carnival is the quiet one over there.
No, that's Carnival.
She knows
Maybe
everything.
not Carnival.
But she goes on those cruises, so, but that's another story.
You know what I was thinking of when I went to this networking event the other night? The worst pickup line ever. Oh, wait, let me guess your age. It's like a carnival. Let me get your age, right? Bad, really bad. It takes me from the carnival to networking. Come on.
Listen.
Come on, boy brains. There has to be a
Stop
better
it.
one than that.
Yeah,
right,
I didn't-
Yvonne?
There is a
know.
better one than that. The best one I heard was, you want to go halfsies on an orgasm?
Only if I get the change.
Oh my gosh.
That was G-rated, right?
That was kind of G-rated.
That was
kinda-
kinda-
That was G-rated. That's as far
I'm
as
not,
it'll get.
I'm not
We'll be
feeling
good.
too well right now.
You're not even touching that one. You even left Freddie speechless on
I'm
that
going
one.
to tell you,
Social media faux pas?
if I
Hi.
ever heard a guy use that line, I would smack him. Just for the integrity of manship. I mean, that's just a bad line. That's horrible.
Well, there's a fine line between networking and being picked up when you're networking.
Yes.
And being
Oh,
hit
it's
on when
not
you're
fine.
networking.
The line is huge. It is so thick, it's a barricade.
It goes to show you
That's the
that
problem.
a lot of people ask me why so many women actually work with AMP and do shows and everything else, and there is the answer. Guys have a problem. I don't know what it is, but they don't seem to have that mental aspect that you need to do a show and to stay on point. Everything always goes in a different direction. I don't understand that. Why can't you do business and do business? Be a business guy for a change, you know? I mean, get your head out of your pants for a second and be a business guy. I don't get it.
Well, that's part I want to talk about that with networking, because everyone is out to grow their business, and you hand out cards and you hand out cards, and then they cross the line of
Right.
it becomes inappropriate and it makes you feel uncomfortable as a woman. And Donna Karen, I know it was taken out of context. You cannot say women deserve to be hit on because of the way we dress, because that just is a whole nother thing. And I know it was taken out of context, but just that alone, just that even the media took that out of context, that is not what networking should be about.
It's not.
You know, we talk about equality and
It's not a-
empowerment.
it's not a
Everyone is
pickup
trying
session.
to grow their business, and it really shouldn't matter what you're dressed like. It doesn't open the playing field to change it. Sorry, it's been my week like that. I really feel passionate about
But
it
you know, but you're
because
not- but you're
here
not
I sit
alone.
working a lot,
You're
and we
not
work
alone.
hard to grow a business, and what I look like should not change how you talk to me.
But it's easy to judge, and people do, and that's unfortunately that is another reason why you were talking about networking. And there are a lot of people that don't go to the networking events because it's huge social anxiety, and
It
they
is.
don't want
It's
to be in a
uncomfortable.
situation that you found yourself in.
Right.
Uncomfortable social anxiety. But
It
I
is.
give you a fair warning. When Yvonne goes to the social aspect, I mean, she is not gonna let you get away with that. You're probably, I mean, she's one tough broad.
She is.
She's a new broad from Boca.
I mean, she's a tough broad.
How
and-
about that for your show, the new broads from Boca?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? But what I like about it is if you stand up for yourself and you put people in their place, there's nothing wrong with that. Somebody comes up with a line like that, you know, you get a right hook to the jaw. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, no, really. And if you nip it in the bud, they're going to do one of two things. They're going to say, wow, and they'll, streamline their conversation to something far more appropriate. Or they'll do like that nervous laughter thing, and they'll say to their guy friend, oh, did you meet her over here? Yeah. And they'll wander off. So either way, you win.
Well, they'll end
You
up going to
control
the
it.
bathroom, and all of a sudden that becomes a conversation. Well, you better stay. I mean, because guys go to bathrooms and they say they think that they know the world. You know,
Guys
they figure
never
out
go
the
to the
world.
I wonder
bathroom.
what goes on.
I
Yeah, they go.
wonder.
They
Yeah,
go
for
to the
sure.
bathroom.
They go to the bathroom
Once.
like together.
They only go
Do they?
once.
That's a
You ever
girl
notice a
thing.
guy only goes once to the bathroom? Only once. And they go in there to find out what's going on in the room.
Oh, is that
Really?
what goes?
I never even see guys go to the
That's a
bathroom.
great
No,
behind the
never.
scenes. This is a good conversation of
Yeah.
what do we do from
I
a
know
gender,
what you guys do.
What a
You guys
gender
all-
standpoint
Holy
is, and what
smokes.
really
Of
goes on where
course.
we're not part of that.
But
inner circle.
and then guys don't like to stand by the urinal to have a conversation. They do it
no.
away from the urinal. So
Well,
while you're
it's
waiting,
a
the more
manhood
you
thing.
wait, the more you get to talk. If you're at the urinal, nothing's said.
What do guys talk about?
They
in
don't
the
even look at
bathroom?
each other. It's the funniest thing.
It's
So
a
I look over and I
privacy.
go, "Hey, how you doing?"
How you
It's like,
doing?
"Are we talking to me?" That's the way it is.
What do guys talk about in the bathroom? That's
About
a
the
whole other show.
bronze.
Straight talk.
See, yeah, and
That's a
women
great
will talk to
topic.
each other right through the stalls.
Oh, absolutely.
The stalls, yeah.
Like,
We
can
have
you
great
pass the
conversations.
paper?
Guys
All that
don't
stuff.
do that. Guys don't talk between the
Well, you're a little more
straws.
exposed.
Well, we don't talk between the straws. We don't talk between the urinals.
The straws.
The straws. They don't talk between. They don't even do the eye contact thing. What happens is when you walk in, if you're waiting online, somebody will mention it, and then everybody would come out with, that chick was really brutal. Stay away from this one. Is this one married? Anybody know this one?
Well, that takes us from networking in the bathroom. That would be kind of a cool show. You know how they do karaoke in the
No,
car? We
thank
could do
you.
bathroom networking.
That's
Come on.
unsanitary.
Do you remember when you
Just
had like the
disgusting.
male-female
It would
bathroom?
be great.
Well, let's call it
Yes.
stall tactics.
Oh, there you go.
That's awesome.
There was a
Nice.
bathroom that I designed when I worked in Miami here in Meisner. It was called Spin. And in the bathroom, there was a 4-inch gap in the bathroom. You could see the men and women bathrooms used to be back to back where you wash your hands. And people used to have conversations underneath this piece of it was a granite piece. And people used to talk to each other. Let me get a cigarette. It was the funniest thing.
my God.
And we wanted to see if it was going to work to create that environment. Exactly what you're talking about.
It'd be
They
cool.
work.
I love that. Stall
Stall
tactics,
tactics.
right?
Let's do it.
Networking in the
Let's do
bathroom.
it.
And this way you don't even have to
Networking in the
see each
bathroom.
other.
We could do. But if we do it in there, we have to have potty talk. I'm sorry.
Yep.
There's got to be potty talk, potty mouth. It's got to be allowed.
Potty mouth.
Yvonne's got to
It
do
is
that
potty
show.
mouth.
Yvonne, you can be in the women's stall. Now, do we put a
Happy
woman in a
on.
man's stall? Is that what you said?
It could be like a co-ed stall.
Oh, we're back to that again. A co-ed stall.
It's like the car, the karaoke in the car, and the other thing you say you go to the car
Dawn,
and you
they're
buy coffee.
singing. They're not exposing their
I
body
didn't tell
parts
you
to go
to
to the
expose it.
bathroom.
It's
there's
just
no
Well, what do you do in the
exposure.
bathroom?
no exposure. It's just
Oh,
talking.
you want a bathroom with no toilets?
Yes, it's
I
just
see.
the talking. It
Maybe
could
it
just be
should
a
be
sink.
just a room. This
That's
is
called
why
an
you get in
escape
trouble.
room. That's an escape room.
It could just be a sink. Like, we're going to do the branding bar over there. We could do stall tactics in the bathroom. We just need 2 sinks for the set.
2 sinks and no toilets. What
Yeah.
kind of bathroom
Well, we
is that?
need a stall. If you're going to call it
Stall
stall
tactics,
tactics,
yeah,
you need
yeah.
a
We're
stall.
going to tell Magic Dan, now we need a stall. As a matter of fact, there are 2 bathrooms behind these walls that we could use.
Okay, hold on a second.
Grab Dan.
You're gonna put
We're
going to
put a live bathroom in the middle of the
We
studio.
have one.
We
It's
have
right
one
behind
behind
this wall.
That's
that
it's
not even used.
As a matter of fact, Dan goes, because we're going to open up something called Branding Bar. We're going to open up a bar here where you actually brand your product. You're going to talk to the bartender, and then you're going to have a conversation. It's going to be recorded as part of the show. But that's a toilet back there.
Yeah, but what if we open up a
No,
bar
but
on
he
one
said-
and the
he
toilet
said,
on
he
the
said
other?
keep the toilet.
Yes.
Why not?
So now we have
Why
another
not?
set. We're going to do
It's going
stall
to be
tactics right here.
unsanitary, guys. I mean,
just
this
don't use
drinking.
it.
You're
You
not
don't
washing it.
You guys don't wash your hands anyway.
It's just
so
a
what does it
set.
matter?
We don't. We spit. We go like this, and we go. How you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you about that. I was here Friday night and I watched a woman come out of the bathroom and walk right out the door.
I can't handle that. Did you say anything to her?
I thought about it. I thought,
I
what,
do.
should
You
I
should have
say
come get
something?
me. I would have.
I should have come get
What,
you.
you're going to scold her? You can't make people wash their hands.
I know.
Yeah,
You
but
look at them
it's-
and you say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe you missed the sink. It's right there."
Gonna hang with this one more.
Do you need some hand sanitizer, ma'am?
Yeah.
It's all, we just have to come up with appropriate ways to network. We get back on subject.
Yes.
We're here
Yeah.
with Kimball and Yvonne talking
Sorry.
about networking.
We digress.
Talking marketing. So it's
Marketing.
That
You
is
guys
marketing.
met at BNI, and I hear BNI all the time.
What is BNI?
Business Networking International. I think they should call it Breakfast Networking International because it's first thing in the morning.
It's first thing in the morning.
What time
like
is first
6
thing?
a.m.
Get out of here.
No, it's not 6 a.m.
7.
It's we had to be there
6:45.
6:45.
You know you got to be out of your mind.
It's a crazy time.
Let me
to
give you a
network.
first thought of marketing at BNI. It's 6:45. That's crazy. Why
But
so
there's a
early?
lot of morning people. Think about it this way: if you own a business and you need to get there, you get your store open, get everything done, get it done in the morning. Plus,
Yeah.
it's like forget who said it, but there's a book called Eat That Frog. If
Yeah.
you're not a great networker, this pushes you to get something done, get at least from an accomplishment standpoint. And whether it's BNI, PNI, MPI, any
Stall
of the
tactics,
networking,
anything that
stall
we're doing.
tactics, a chamber function. It's great to get things done
It is.
and accomplished
You just-
before that 8:00 hour, before that 8:30 hour.
You lost me at Eat a Frog.
It is
lost
great
me.
to
Frog.
get
It is
things
a
done.
great book.
It's
I
a
bet
great
it
book.
is.
Eat the frog first.
You know what I found though? There are a lot of meetings going on, a lot of cards being
Yes.
exchanged, but I don't know how many that gets translated into true business.
People.
Yeah.
This is called networking, as we always
Yeah.
joke, and you hear it all over the place. If you just think that sales and appointments and networking happens by osmosis, that's where you've got to rewind these tapes, because you've got to do something with them. It's just not, okay, I have all these business cards. What do I do with them? Wow, let's illegally, because I do say illegally, let's just put them on a mailing list. Did they give you permission to put you on a mailing list? And the answer is 99% of the time, no.
Well, don't
so
you think
don't
there's
do
an
it.
email that's almost giving permission,
No,
or don't put your email?
Absolutely not. Well, you can go ahead and do that, but here's what's getting cracked down. Whether you use MailChimp, whether you use Constant Contact, Aweber, ActiveCampaign, any of the services that are out there to support you, whether it's free or you pay a lot of money for it, Infusionsoft, if you put a name on there and you have not gotten permission, all they need to do, and it could just be one or two, these individuals that take great offense that they got on your mailing list without them giving you permission, they can shut you down.
Do you know what?
In 2 seconds.
That's an interesting point. What we do here, we do radio, real radio, and we do video.
Yeah.
And everybody in the radio business thinks that because a song comes out of a radio vault, you know how they get permission to put music on the air? They think that because a radio has radio vault, that this can play on video. And that is not true.
We had that, remember?
It is the reason that we can only do 10 seconds at the beginning of the show. And then I got to say, welcome, 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 because you can't. Was that Dan falling? You can't do that. You have to understand the complexities
Royalties,
of this
licensing
game.
rights, yeah.
And I've lost, in Atlanta, they shut me down completely. I've lost my server because I explained to them, just because it's your radio vault, you're not allowed to put that on video. So we have to start all over again in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So that's a good point.
You have to really be careful. And
You do.
I'll give you, for instance, a woman that I know that is a blogger. Now, she's been a blogger for a lot of years. So she's been blogging for a company, and we'll just say the company just got slapped with a lawsuit. So here she is, she's blogging, and she's providing the pictures to this company to use on their website, and they go ahead and they pay her for services rendered, and they post it on the website. So what this company found out was she was taking her pictures off of the Google free use. Sorry, there is no such thing. So, and if anyone wants to challenge me, bring it on. Because I have seen so many problems. There's almost like little companies that do bait and switch. They say it's free licensing rights, then they hit you with all these lawyer costs to say, look, you didn't have the rights, you didn't pay me for that.
That's right.
Purchase your pictures, because it's a small price to pay for a huge loss, $12,000 lawsuit.
My son screams at me every day because I may take a nip and a tuck of a picture of it. You can't do it.
No, you cannot. It may be so much easier than nip and a tuck of a picture. I won't sue you, promise.
Well, listen, I have an attorney that stop it throwing the ducks at me because he's going to get you. I tell you.
An attorney Colin said that when I throw ducks at him,
it's assault.
It's assault.
It is.
It's not assault if Freddie likes it.
Well, it's likable assault.
And on that, we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Where are we going?
We're getting out of Freddie's Psyche, 888-565-1470. We'll be right back.
Sit back, relax, and breathe while breathing in the benefits of salt in our invigorating Salt Oasis. The Salt Suite of Boca Raton provides 100% natural treatment for sinus, respiratory, and skin conditions. From the adult relaxation lounge to a children's playroom, salt therapy opens up sinuses, lungs, and flushes out allergens and pollutants for all ages. Give us a call at 561-288-0481. Mention the Brooklyn Cafe and receive 2 visits for the price of 1. Call now to book your appointment. 561-288-0481. TheSaltSuite.com. What is Debersize? With over 25 years of personal training experience and workout techniques, Deb Varsalone invites you to Debersize. Debersize comes to you from the privacy of your own home or group training facility. Debersize can meet your individual fitness needs, offering one-on-one, non-impact resistance training, post-surgical strengthening, to higher-level boot camp and weight training. Debersize will meet your personal fitness goals at any age. Contact Deb at 561-307-9283. Schedule an initial consultation and get ready for a stronger, healthier you. 561-307-9283. Sonia Hankin is the confidence expert and passionate guide to men and women who struggle with unworthiness, lack of confidence, and self-doubt. As a holistic psychotherapist and master integrated life coach, Sonia Hankin will help you unlock your confidence so you can make the changes you desire and feel good about yourself no matter what life throws at you. You can work with Sonia via phone, Skype, or in person. Contact Sonia at 954-214-8991. Enough is...
And we are back. We're back on a wonderful Wednesday at the Brooklyn Cafe TV. There have been some Comcast problems down at NN, so bear with us. We're having technical difficulties all the way around, but we keep rolling on Facebook.
So, but
it's nice that
we
we're
keep
multimedia.
on social media, right?
Yes, we're on social media.
So if you're listening to us on the radio, you're probably going to be listening to yesterday's show.
It's going to be in that.
Kind of strange.
But we're recording it, and this show will keep going. We'll be forever in posterity.
First of all, you know that this wand gives me the creeps.
I know, you don't like this,
I
but
don't
it's like
like
a wishing
it.
wand.
It's like a creepy crawler type of thing. That thing has like
my
hair
wish
on
wand?
it.
We need to talk about networking.
Yes.
Other ways of networking and marketing.
Now, I have a question about networking.
Go.
One of the problems, and this was an experiment that you just accomplished, is you pick up 100 cards, and you send out an email.
I sent out emails. I was doing a test. I sent out emails to about 10 business cards that I had gotten at this networking event to see if they would actually reply or did I need to make the phone call. I got 2 back, which means just 2 of the 10. Mm-hmm. And these people, I mean, these were companies and people were yes, yes, yes. They don't even answer their emails, which means now I need to go make all of these phone calls.
Okay.
Which is fine, but it was an experiment that I wanted to see come to fruition, and it wasn't as I expected.
Wouldn't you think the companies would call you back, email you back, do something?
No.
I mean, so they're not even interested?
Are you kidding? Have you ever tried to get a landscaper or someone in a services industry to give you a quote or come out and give you a quote for a roof?
Yes.
Or there are, no matter what industry, we're so easy about texting. I'm surprised they didn't respond back, but we're so easy about texting. And we don't even like to listen to messages if someone leaves you a message on the phone. They just see the number, call you back. Hey, did I miss a call? Did you listen to your message? No.
And I really thought about texting. I did it on purpose to send the emails to see if I was going to get a reply. Next, I'll make a phone call because I prefer the phone call anyway. By the time I text, I'm not as quick as my kids. I may as well just pick up the phone call, and then it's voice to voice. It's not as good as face to face, but at least you hear the voice on the other side.
Connect with them on LinkedIn too. You got their email address.
Well, let's talk about LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
All the social media aspects. Why is LinkedIn
Why is LinkedIn so important?
Yeah. Well, LinkedIn has actually recently added something, which now you're going to start seeing, like Gary Vaynerchuk and Guy Kawasaki and all your big names are starting to come over and give LinkedIn a chance, air quote, because there's video. So now the introduction of video, now you can have a short, video. You can go ahead and record it. You can put your testimonials. So now with the introduction of video.
On LinkedIn?
On LinkedIn. And everyone has it on an app, on your phone, not on the desktop. So pull it up and use it. But now you're going to get, of course, the misusers as well. And I will tell you, LinkedIn has come a long way since thinking that it's just a place to load your resume and then sit and wait for a recruiter to call you. This is a marketing tool. And if you're not using it as a marketing tool, you're missing the point of LinkedIn.
Well, also, one of the things I don't like about Facebook is that there's a lot of wannabes. A lot of people who say that they are what they are, and they really aren't.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, they get really nasty when you say, well, can you tell me what you've done? Oh, who are you to ask me that? And all of a sudden, you run into all of these. So you got to kiss all these frogs before you find a prince.
See, back to the frogs.
Back to the frogs. We can kiss them instead of eat them.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm not going to swallow the frog.
No.
I can kiss a few.
This is the problem. You have to focus. But the bottom line on LinkedIn, you don't get away with that. But I wanted to ask you another question. I was with Norma G yesterday. She has a show called Community Connections, and she had 9 people in the room. And I went to sit and accompany her to sell our program. See, our program is pure because you're selling you. So when people say, who's listening? My question is, well, who's listening to you now? I mean, you're here to sell you. Let's find out if you have something interesting to sell. And a lot of people are afraid of the truth because maybe selling this, this widget is not really making it. And
let's get back into the
and they're looking for.
Okay,
so we're back on the radio.
Definitely steamy, definitely graphic and erotic.
We're back on the radio.
That's not the radio.
It is.
That's Dora.
Yes,
I think that's last week's show.
That's last week's show.
That's yesterday.
That's yesterday's show.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to keep going on our social media with this show.
Okay, Joe, we can hear you if you want to turn that off, or you're going to keep going.
But that goes to a whole other question of your target audience. When people say, who are you marketing?
There you go, you're on.
You can't say everyone.
Okay, so I say that all the time. Here's what I hear all the time. So who exactly do you want to see and read and experience? If you want the phone to ring, who is on the other end of the line when you pick up? So who are those people? And I hear, well, someone or anyone. Unless that's their last name, that's not your target.
That's right. You don't even know what that target is.
And then you have a lot of people, and first of all, just to back up, and you could probably attest to this, there are those posers. There are a lot of people that have this imposter syndrome.
Yeah, what is going on with that?
Well, it is the need to feel loved, affirmation. They need to be heard. They need to be seen. We are so instantaneous with the responses that we want back. And I think, on social media, I see this all the time. Well, I posted a product. Well, why aren't my phones ringing? Or I put together a Facebook ad for $5. Why didn't I get responses? Honestly.
How do you define, though, your target audience?
So there's a drill to go through. Here's what I do with my clients. I take them through, who are they? Meaning, what are the lifestyles? What are the pain points? First and foremost, I have people that I see where they put together a product and then they go and they try to find the audience to sell the product. Let's reverse that. Who's having a pain? Do you fulfill that pain? What are the pains? Where do they talk about those pains? What are their goals? Mm-hmm. What do they need as a resolution? Okay, so now you're building a persona right now.
Actually, is what you're doing. You're selling a need.
You are finding where the gaps are.
To a specific person.
Correct. In other words, if I have that need, you're selling it to me. If she doesn't have the need, you're not selling it to her.
Well, let's take it this way. Yvonne has a new show called Straight Talk.
Mm-hmm.
Who's her audience?
It depends on what she wants the message to be.
So, Yvonne, who is your audience?
Those that can take it.
That's right, because she has a tough love mentality.
So what do you think
about
loud
and proud. So people that are not afraid to share their opinions. All right.
That's right.
So what shows would mirror that? If I were watching that on TV, and I'm that kind of a woman
what's that
or a man.
That guy's Morton Jr.'s father. What was his name with the big
Colbert?
teeth? The big teeth, and he used to come on the air, and he was a straight shooter. He was always smoking cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
Larry King?
No, Larry King. Larry King was tough, too.
Yeah.
You're so old school.
No, but Downey Jr.'s father.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. He used to come on.
Morton
Downey.
Morton Downey.
He used to go on his show. You better go with a Bible, because this guy was going to let your hair right between the eyes. He would be straight up.
Well, that's like when you go on to Howard Stern's show, and as a woman, and you say to him, do you find me attractive? You better be ready for an answer.
Yeah. That's right. He's going to tell you the truth.
Yeah, he's going to tell you the truth.
Which was the old show that you used to do. So Yvonne's audience is those that can take it. Men and women.
It could be those that think those that aspire to take it. And Yvonne is the strong one that's like, oh, God, I wish I had the guts to say what she just said. So now you have
That's a good point.
a different market, and you have two different messages. You have the boisterous ones that are not afraid to pick up the phone and probably call in and say, yeah, I got a question for you.
Yeah, let's go.
Or you also have people that are like, oh my gosh, I feel like a voyeur, a good voyeur. I just want to hear all these strong talks because I wish I was strong enough to do that.
And it might inspire somebody to actually do that. Own your voice.
Okay, so now you have your target audience, but now you've got Facebook, Periscope, Twitter, LinkedIn.
Where are they hanging out? You don't have to worry about being, please, I'm telling you, whoever, because you're listening to this or watching this, if you think you've got to be on all these channels, you are dead.
Oh, and
wrong.
Instagram.
You're dead. Please don't even tell me Snapchat.
I was going to say,
don't even go.
Snapchat the other day.
I thought there was an age limit to Snapchat. Like
no, Snapchat's
great.
But you know, the other thing I found out is that with Yvonne, you're taking Yvonne for instance, there are people who they don't realize it, but they actually like the straight talk that she gives you. So that's what we call a bender, because they're coming from one thought to another. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden you start developing this crowd of people who just stand around and watch her. I mean, I've seen this.
She's entertaining.
But they don't know what she's going to say next.
But if they're not
Neither does she.
But if they're not face to face with Yvonne, then where's Yvonne sending her message? How are people going to know? Tune into Straight Talk. What social media avenue are you going to choose? How do people know?
But we put them on all.
But Kimball's saying don't.
Yeah, but we do it
not
because
on every single one of them. But it depends on where your audience. That's all you have to do. Is where's your audience hanging out?
As a production company, we don't know her audience. Okay, we don't know what she. So we have to sort of put out the whole menu.
Except she knows she's going to promote it before she goes on air. So she's going to say, my show is Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. Tune in. These are my posts. This is my guest. This is what I'm talking about. Are you posting that on which social media site? How do you choose where to put your energies? Otherwise, you're spending 24/7 on social media, or we're hiring you. Which,
I don't mind that.
I'm ready to hire you at this point because I am trying to learn them all.
You don't need to learn them all. It's not that kind of show.
Where is your audience showing up? Not where could they show up. Like, where do they go to get their information?
Okay.
Do they read a publication? Do they watch TV?
And aren't they based on ages, too?
Oh, gosh. There's so many different factors.
Age is a
I'm
huge
going to throw
factor.
something at the two of you, a little curve at the three of you. The reason that what I see, and I've been doing this 8 years with putting television and radio together and social media aspects, and then we take this show and we put it on cable TV, which is in New York and Boston and everything else. The reason that I went in that direction and I watch, the studio audience becomes a key factor. Why? When we do the bar segment here and you're talking to the bartender about your product and you have people in the audience that are going to use that product, the object of the game is to take a product and hand it to people. It's the physicality. Because once you start thinking, you know, maybe my product does sell and you see it selling, then it becomes, because one of the problems we have is closure. Do you know how many business guys, and again, no disrespect, business guys have a hard time closing. I mean, I watch people that sell tires and cakes, and I'm looking at, and they don't close the deal. The guy walks out the door, just like he came in, with nothing.
Or
this is a volleyball game. This is a volleyball game. Ready?
Exactly.
The bump, set, and spike, if anyone knows volleyball. Bump, that's the marketing. Serve it up on your social media. The set, you have to interact with your own brand. It does not work by itself.
That's right.
And if you have a pricier brand, there's more talk and conversation that's needed. So don't serve up like you get a bump, you got the set, okay. So set up the conversation, set up a follow-up, set up a meeting, set up a phone call, for God's sake. Set up how you and I are going to converse, because that connection is not dead and it never will be dead. The spike comes with the interaction and them knowing that what you have from a solution standpoint is right for them because you've interacted. If you do not connect emotionally through this, those bigger ticket items have a real hard time, and you're going to have a very long sales cycle.
That's right.
Especially if you think on social media that you just think 5,000 people. How about I have 500 people on my business page on Facebook. So when I post a message, it goes out to 500 people. Yeah, you want to know the hard truth? less than 3% see it.
Exactly.
So now we're back to face-to-face networking.
Yes.
Which is where we started this conversation. The phone calls.
The phone calls. I do more phone calls and virtual calls and Skype than I ever would or I ever did in networking. Because think about the investment of time. Like you and I know each other from, okay, so how much time are you investing on? First, you got to know your subject matter or who you're going to be doing.
Your subject matter also has to be Skype doable. In other words, you got to be able to do it on machines. You have to be able to use technology.
Or FaceTime or whatever.
I mean, if you're Skype, I can show you what I'm doing, like with what I do. Right. I can say, well, let me just show you a few things. That, unfortunately, we're so quick to push and sell, and the last part is educate. Flip it around.
That's right.
Educate, and frankly, stop talking and ask them what keeps you up at night. How's that going for you?
Yeah, I think it is totally psychology-based, but it's more than the networking. It's the net connecting.
Yeah,
if you don't connect with somebody, and there's a few ways that you do that. One, you got to walk your talk.
Yep.
So
Always.
if you're coming in and you're going to sell me, some type of health product, you best look healthy.
Yeah.
You really better. Honestly, you got to look healthy, and I don't want to find you, later in the networking event 7 drinks in. You're selling me a health product that's going to cleanse my liver.
Drinking.
Right, cleansing my liver and all this stuff, because I will come up to you later and say, oh, does that detoxify all those cocktails for you later? Because if it does, sign me up too.
Because you are your brand. You are your brand. Your name is your brand.
Right, and then how much time do you spend at these events talking to the other person about what they need, about things going on in their world?
Right.
I haven't seen you in how long?
I know.
And we can pick up exactly where we left off.
Right.
Because we made a connection many years ago. At least 5, because we're now like 20. I'm 29. How old are you?
Are you? I'm a little past that, but not much.
Like what, 30?
4.
Oh, okay. See? It works. So it was just yesterday we were
Yeah,
together.
okay, but listen, hold on. Don't blow this out of context, because everybody sitting at this table can sell and can close. You've been down that road. You've done it. Everybody here has either been on the radio, TV, or both, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You've done what you do. 90% of others have not.
When we come back from a commercial break,
Where
let's talk about the other 90% of others. We've got some Mythbusters. I want to go over some questions about LinkedIn, common comments. Give us a call, join our conversation. We've got Murray Weinstein. We may be putting you on the set. 888-565-1470. You see all of his beautiful artwork behind us, and we'll be right back. And we're back on this wonderful Wednesday. Welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe TV. I don't think you can hear us on 95.3 FM or 1470 AM, but maybe we'll come back on air. You can find us live streaming on Facebook and Periscope at the Brooklyn Cafe TV. I'll give you the number. Maybe we come back, 888-565-1470. We will get the message. If you have any comments, we're talking about branding and marketing. We have Kimball Stadler and Yvonne Haas, and we're going to appropriately introduce them as we go into our last 20 minutes of our show.
I knew I didn't hear it.
We just did not discuss the name of their companies, what they do.
No, I did not.
Kimball, what is the name of your marketing company? You have a lot of things that you do. A lot of hats.
TopDogPerformance.net. So
and
check it out.
And I've seen you on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
You can't miss Top Dog.
She has a couple of podcasts.
I have podcasts. I have actually one podcast that's called Brew Time Radio. So I get the really tough job.
You get to drink.
You know, but I'm a discriminant drink. I'm very picky about my beers. And that's where this really came out. So anyway, we have a podcast where I get to go all over the state of Florida, interview the craft breweries.
Oh, I'm so sorry for you for that.
I know, it really stinks.
How do people find you if they need marketing and branding help? You help them with that.
TopDogPerformance.net and reach out. I've got everything from, I know we're going to be talking about a LinkedIn book, or LinkedIn. I've got an ebook. So if they want a little bit of a guide, they can go on my website and download it for free. And, it takes you through each step of what you really need to do in order to have a great looking profile so that people find you and that you also stand on your feet as an expert in your own industry.
Do you think LinkedIn profiles are more important than some of the other social media aspects for networking?
I think it depends on your business. So when it comes to your industry, if you're used to working with top end or C-level execs, absolutely. Absolutely. Facebook is for social. It's called social media. We were talking about that earlier, yeah. Yvonne and I. Listen, you've heard it a million times. It's social media, not sell media.
Do you find people post on LinkedIn, or do they really just put their profiles and they move on?
Oh, no, they're posting. They're also, I am a big supporter of Write. You have a publishing platform on LinkedIn. Use it. I want to stay on LinkedIn. I don't want to jump over to your website and read a blog. But if you put an article on LinkedIn and I can stay within that platform and read it, why not?
It becomes so much more work that I think people really either need to learn the skill, hone in on it, or hire somebody, because you can't possibly run a business, do your marketing, do your networking, be on LinkedIn, raise a family, even get to the grocery store. There's not enough hours in the day to do what you need to do.
Well, you have time management that you really have to look at. And everything, as we were saying before in the commercial, everything's about timing.
You had told me you can do everything in 30 minutes.
Oh, you can. Oh, you can. I can do posts for 4 social media accounts of mine, platforms, in 30 minutes. For the whole month, I can schedule all my posts in 30 minutes.
And you have a program to teach people to do that.
I do. Actually, I'll give it away. It's called, there's a tool out there. I make no money off of this. This is what I use. It's called CapZool. CapZool.com.
CapZool.com. 30 minutes to do all of your social media in a day, or that's for the month.
For the entire month. In 30 minutes, I can schedule all my posts for.
So if you just have one.
If you just have one, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer.
And welcome back, Radio Land. We're back.
We're back in Radio Land.
Hey!
CapZool. CapZool.
Yes.
Yvonne, where can people find you?
They can find me at sslwomen.com. I'm a psychotherapist and vice president for a women's empowerment organization. We do a lot of networking.
Awesome. You do a lot of networking.
We do a lot of networking.
All right, so let me get this right. So after you get all of this up and going and you're getting clients, right, then it's up to the individual of the corporations or the businesses to bring it home, right?
Right.
So again, we're back to the closing aspect, being able, I can fill a room with 100 people and say, okay, Mr. or Mrs. whatever, here are your clients, and then they all walk out with 0 sales.
Why are you thinking that you have to walk out with sales?
Right.
Let's turn that around.
Hold on, because the client is bringing us in because they're looking for sales. What's the ultimate goal of a business? Not to sell? What's the ultimate goal?
What is the ultimate goal?
In my world?
If there's different reasons. Well, bump, set, and spike. Go back to the volleyball game.
No, I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to give you a better one. You got rent. You got lights.
Don't do desperation
overhead.
selling. It'll bite you in the butt.
It's not that. It's the reality of life. I'm telling you what
it's a reality of life, but you got to have a plan.
Volleyball game.
You know what?
Like this.
I will tell you, if you're in desperation mode,
desperate.
No, but
if
it's
you're
reality
coming from
mode.
a conversation of scarcity, you're going to pull in clients who also have scarcity conversations, and they're going to be the ones that look at you and say, sorry, I can't afford that.
I want to see what your plan is. If you're in that, and you know what? There's a lot of them. I get hired by a lot of those people that say, look, just make my phone ring. But you have to reverse engineer all this stuff. What's your plan? How long is your sales cycle? Like, I'm working with a new photographer, brand new photographer. What do you want? Well, I don't want to niche it. I want to do like 4 things. Okay, well, if you niched, what would you just want to do all day long every day? Weddings. Great. How long are they hiring you in advance in order to bring you in? 6 months in advance? Great. What's your deposit? $500? Can you live off of that $500 with that one client until your big cash cow, which is the $3,000 or whatever the project is, can you live on that until that books? And if the answer is no, then you need to do things that feed your business. And you have to be very cognizant of this sales cycle. How long is your sales cycle? How long does it take someone to say yes to what you're doing? Then you have to reverse engineer. How many times do I have to get in front of them? And let's go back. Who do I need to get in front of?
Right, your target audience.
Oh my God, please know someone, anyone.
And she sounds like Coach Julia when I said we have a board op. And she said, it's not can you afford to pay your board op, it's how many sponsors do you need to get that will cover your board op. You're going backwards. And that's what Julia had said to me.
Yep.
She said, how many sponsors do you need to cover Connecticut or Julia or whoever you have staying with you? Yelena.
There's no reason to be in scarcity mode. None.
Or we call it fear.
And then the other side of it too.
You have to plan this out. You have to plan this out. You have to have a plan. You can't wing this.
And
Marketing
do you
is too
answer the
complex.
phone when people call you?
Oh my gosh.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
We live in a society, do you know that and this was news to me, right? So you can punch in a code so that when you call somebody, it goes straight to their voicemail so it doesn't ring their phone.
Really?
So that, yes, I learned this from the millennials. Which I should be one.
So you don't have to talk to them?
So you don't have to talk to them. You can just leave a message, and that way you don't have to deal. I don't know what you're afraid of, the rejection, the something. I get so much business because I call people, and they're like, wow, I can't believe you called me. That's number one. Or, wow, you answered the phone.
And the introvert also.
The introvert. Okay, the introvert who says, I'm not a salesperson. Don't make me be a salesperson. I'm uncomfortable. We were talking a little bit. It's all about you having good listening skills, which hopefully if you're an introvert, you're really good at listening skills.
Introvert is a business owner?
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. And you know what? If you're doing it all, you get to be the operations and the introvert salesperson. So how does an introvert sell? If you're an entrepreneur and you don't think you're a salesperson, again, all you have to do is listen, put on the listening skills, put on the ears, and listen for the person that you're talking to that you'd like to have as a client. What's their timing? It's not about when you need it. I know you need to pay rent. I know you need to pay your bills, but you need to be on their agenda, not yours. And the more you're on their agenda, you can start lining them all up. Okay, got to talk to that one. In 3 months, they're ready. All right, so I got 3 months. I got to do a plan. I got to follow up with them. That's going to be 3 months. You're not getting rent from that one. So now go to your different leads. What's their timing? Some are going to be immediate, some are not. But you also have to track all this. So you have to have some kind of a CRM, as we call it, so to keep track of your calls and your follow-ups, and so that you keep having a steady line and you don't feel like you're in that desperation mode, like, oh my God, I have to do it.
I'm thinking about it. We have startup clients that have no money. They've invested thousands and thousands of dollars in their new company, in their brand, in product creation, and now they have it, but they have no money for advertising. They have no money to do this.
That's part of your company.
Plus, they're doing all this networking, and they're trying to line it up. How can one person do all of this?
You have to have a plan. Why are you networking? What do you want as a goal? As a goal.
Guilt.
Yeah, guilt too. Well, what is a goal? If you go to a networking event, what do you want as a goal? And if it's, I just want to collect as many business cards as possible, okay, that's the wrong goal. Who do you want to meet? How about you go to a networking event and you find the person that seems to know everybody in the room, and you ask them, hey, I work with a lot of accountants. Do you know of any accountant in here that you can introduce me to? Why would you not want to tap in and leverage the people you know in that room so that you show up and you're introduced? How nice would it be that you're introduced by someone that can actually say some nice words for you? It sure does go over a little bit easier, especially if you're an introvert. Why would you not want to do that?
But do you remember when I first started working with you and you said to me, so you're going to produce for me? I said, no. You're going to sell shows for me? I said, no. Advertising? Nope, I don't do any of that. He says, yes, you do. I go, none of it. I'm very shy. I'm an introvert. He goes, all right. Okay, do you remember that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, 4 years. Nope.
You kept saying no, but it was every idea I threw at you. I said,
no.
Let's do a show. No.
No.
Then you want to do your own show? No. I says, okay, so let's do the no show.
Well, now look.
Oh, then things have changed. Yeah, but even when listen, and don't make it sound so simple, because it wasn't. It was complicated.
No, we worked very hard.
And business is very complicated because you have to deal with all of these different elements. And at the end of the day, when somebody's hiring you, they're going to be right, wrong, and indifferent. At the end of the day, when this guy or this girl lays down, they're going to say, my way is the right way. Listen, I work for my father. And my father, I thought, was a very bad business person. The worst, third grade education. It wasn't until he left me his business that I saw what my father did. And I could not believe what he generated and the way he did it and the people who knew him. I couldn't even handle it.
But it takes work, and that's back to our conversation.
Yep, it does.
Social media does not mean you're not working. You can't just put it out there and wait for it to come back.
No.
Right.
How do you target that? We can call you.
Oh my gosh.
And what's your phone number or your website again?
Topdogperformance.net or 954-328-4927. It really does come up with going back to that target audience. If you get that wrong or you don't do the work, everything else goes to pot. It's in that toilet that you have behind this wall.
Stall tactics.
It really is stall tactics.
Exactly.
Stall tactics.
They're stalling. They're not booking.
Well, they're also looking to blame somebody for failure. You ever notice you have a client and they go, well, this doesn't work because of you.
What do you tell me?
Well, that's because you're working on your plan and not their plan. So you're
fulfilling your own need.
Exactly. Any contract, anyone that I work with, the first and foremost thing I ask is, what are your expectations of the work we do together?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question.
Why would I not want to ask that? Because then I know exactly, at the end of the day, what they're expecting. If their expectations are through the...
Or do they just say,
make
help me?
my phone ring. Okay. So how many clients do you need in order to make the phone ring? And when the phone rings, who are you hoping is on the other end of the line? And that's where I start picking like, ooh, there's some gaps here. And that's what I love doing, is to help them find their gaps. What is it that's missing that they can't figure that out? And that's why we're working together. So I'm the guide. I'm the one that says, all right, if you want the phone to ring, now here's what happens, talking about the sales process. And when the phone rings, what do you do?
That's right. That to me, it always comes back to that.
Because then if they don't close, guess who they're going to try to blame?
Me.
Of course.
That's right. And, you know, I had a doctor, okay, who asked us to do for him what we do. And he was getting 400 to 500 new patients a month.
Wow.
He couldn't even handle it.
Right.
But he says to me, Freddie, it doesn't matter how many come through the door. It's how many stay to get the services. And I said, well, your best side manner, you're lucky you got one. You're horrible. And you know who I'm talking about.
I do.
Build up a reputation. And
but he
you
did
won't
it
get
for
them back.
3 years, and he built an empire.
That's churn and burn.
Oh, my
Well,
God.
that's the other thing I want to talk to you ladies about. It's the continuity. It's not a 30-day make it or break it. You were in this, and someone said you have to think of it as a child. You give birth, it takes a year to recover. Then you move into the toddler, the infancy, the toddler. You're just starting to walk. It's not going to happen overnight.
They want the business to happen
How
overnight.
much time do people realistically have to give to a new business? As far as maybe to
for
see money, to
success?
see profit.
Okay,
For success
so
or
that's
failure?
Financial success.
First and foremost, how about what activities do you need to have in place in order to have a viable business? And if you don't have a marketing plan, you're missing the number one. First, and that's an avatar. You have to know exactly. We keep
But
saying
let's assume
audience.
that all of that is in.
Oh, well, then it depends on where you need to show up and how often you need to show up. Listen, you don't have to do all this by yourself. You could hire out-of-country virtual assistants for $200 a month, and they do a lot of the stuff that you hate to do.
But how long would you say it takes a business? On the average, I was told...
If you make it to 3 years, that's awesome.
That's the hump, is what I was told.
It's still not a bad hump to look at.
But let me ask you, in your history, how long do people stay with marketing and investing in themselves? Do they give it a 1 month turn? Do they give it a 3 month turn?
Well,
12-month turn?
If someone says, listen, I'll give it 30 days. They're not my client.
Keep the money.
How about,
That's what
you know
said.
what, I'll give it 90 days. And then, okay, hold on. What are you doing for SEO? Okay, so that's search engine optimization. Okay, are you the only one? If you have no money for search engine optimization and doing Google stuff and analytics and all of that, okay, then we have to take it down a little bit more, and you might have to be involved a little bit more. So a budget gives you people that you could hire so that you don't have to do it yourself. So I would say that's a very subjective question, because you really have to look at what are you looking to achieve? What is your budget? And I love this. Well, how much do you need?
All right, we gotta go.
Budget. Oh my gosh, thank you, ladies. We never even got to these questions. We're going to have to continue this conversation, all these common questions. Thank you, Kimball. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Freddie, so glad you're still here with us.
Oh man, I'm still here.
Have a wonderful Wednesday, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Be kind to each other.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today, and even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 1 p.m. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddy S will bring you more goodwill next time. Although today's show was live, you can follow the cafe on Facebook at Brooklyn Cafe. To rewatch every minute of the show, call 866-224-5422 to talk with Dawn and Freddy S after the closing, or to leave an order for fun for the next show. Have a meaningful day. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Talk 1470 is WWNN Pompano Beach.